Hello and welcome to the Get Stuff Done project launch. It's absolutely fantastic to be here. I'm excited. My name is Gordon and this is the live stream going out on Facebook, YouTube and LinkedIn to launch officially today the Get Stuff Done project. So I'm really happy that we've got people joining on this session. I know that we've had close to 200 people signing up across the different platforms. So I'm full of energy. I'm super pumped to be here. I'm really happy that we've got people who want to know more about this Get Stuff Done project. So what exactly is this Get Stuff Done project? Probably that's the biggest thing that you're wondering. And perhaps why you've decided to come to this session today. The name, let me first start by that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Gordon Dudley. And maybe if you know me, you don't know that my full name is Gordon Stewart Dudley. And so that is where the Get Stuff Done comes from. It's GSD, that is me, and I think the very nature of what Get Stuff Done is about is just so inherently deep within my own character. I'm very fortunate that a little while ago, sometime around last year, somebody said, look, you love to get stuff done and your initials are GSD. And so clearly this was some kind of destiny. I thought, well, I've got to jump on this. And so here we are. It's been a little while in the planning, but I'm really glad that we're finally launching the Get Stuff Done project. So I'm going to be talking today, and I'm live here in Seoul. Thank you to other people joining from other areas around the world. Welcome to you if it's the early morning in Europe. Thank you for joining us, or the afternoon here in Northeast Asia. So today, I want to not just talk to you in one continuous stream. Like always, I want to get you involved. I want to know who's joining us today on this important launch event. And so I'm going to go live to a poll. It's going to be a question for you. And we're going to do it like this. So let me just bring up this screen to show you. I would like to ask you the question of what area do you work in? And so what I invite you to do is to either QR code the QR code I'm showing on screen, to go to the link which is provided here on screen. I will also share it in the comments for you now, or to send a text message to this number, and you'll be able to directly go in and answer that question. So I want to know, what area do you work in? Who is with us on the live stream today? What area do you work in? I'm not talking geographically, I'm talking professionally. What area are you in? And it looks like we have some first responses coming through, which is a great test that the system is working. Now, this is a word cloud, so the larger the word is, the more people have responded to it. Just take your smartphone, take a photo of the QR code, and you'll be able to come in. So it looks like it's a little bit spread out. You do need to answer one word just to allow it to come in. Otherwise it will separate your words. And it looks like we have a good diversity of areas, which is great to see. Freight forwarding, supply chain, e-commerce, finance. It looks like we've got more and more responses coming in, and it's now suddenly we can see that tech and marketing seems to be dominating. So I'll just give that a bit of time to let more people come through, so that we can see that even better there. But it's great to see a diversity of people, and that's what I expected to see, because I think Get Stuff Done as I'm going to tell you about, is something that is for everybody. And so that's why it's great to see we have a nice diversity of people as it's updating live. I'll just give that a few more seconds to see. It's great to see that coming in live from everybody's answers there. Okay, it looks like it's kind of balanced out now. We're not seeing so much change. It still seems that both tech, HR, and marketing are dominating. So that will be interesting to see what people are particularly looking for. Consulting coming up there. Okay, well, thank you all so much for your responses on that. That will continue to be open, but let us move now to getting into the main presentation, and we talk a little bit about what this Get Stuff Done project is all about, and why we're talking about getting stuff done. As I posted this morning on LinkedIn, maybe some of you saw, getting stuff done is something that we all have to do, both personally and professionally, but it's often quite a source of stress. How do we get stuff done? How do we keep getting stuff done? How do we get the right stuff done? And somebody did suggest that it's so important that maybe it should be get beep done, a little bit of a stronger S word, but I'm not going to go down that road, and I'm going to keep this project as the Get Stuff Done project. I think the most important thing to say here is that whilst we know there are lots of things that we have to get stuff done, that starting is often the hardest thing. We might have a big idea of what it is that we want to do and where we want to go, but how to start, what to start with, can often be the most challenging thing. And that's what I hope through this Get Stuff Done project, that I can provide a way for you to get started in the right direction. Because the good news is that although starting is hard, in fact, keeping going is a lot easier. And here I want to refer to the absolute guru of habits, James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. If you haven't read the book Atomic Habits, then I don't know what rock you've been living under for the last few years, but it is an absolute must read for anyone, especially if you are interested in this particular topic of getting stuff done. Forming good habits, sustaining good habits is incredibly important. And I just love Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, do get a chance to do that. Now, what he says is that we all know that starting can be hard, but the good news is that keeping going takes a lot less effort. So the motivation needed to keep going once your habit is completed, once your habit is formed, is a lot lower, as you see on that graph there. And so that means that once we can get started and maintain that activity or whatever particular direction it might be, it's going to be a lot easier. So that's really the good news story, that if I can help you to get started in the right direction, it will be a lot easier to keep going. And so let's move on to maybe I want you to just take a quick moment and think about what it is that you want to do. And maybe you're coming to this session because you don't know what to do, and that's totally fine. We'll also have a way for you to be able to determine that depending on your big goals. But it also might be something very clear that you want to do. If you want to share it, feel free to do so in the comments. If you don't, and you just want to keep it in your mind, just take a moment to think about, what is it that I personally or professionally want to do? What is it that I have to get done? And if, of course, you're an HR person, and I welcome very warmly all of the fellow HR practitioners on the stream today, that if you're thinking about the organization from an HR perspective, then what are those kind of things that you need to get done from an HR development, HR performance management perspective as well? This could also be your agenda, because this is something that can help you. Okay, so that's probably about 1 minute or so there to just think about that. And I hope that you maybe started to think about it, and maybe through the course of this live stream, you can continue to think about it in the background and have an idea of what it is you might want to do. If it's clear and well-defined, then that's great. Then hopefully you can find something within the GSD project that can help you. So the problem that I mentioned about not knowing where to go or what to do is that sometimes the choice can simply be overwhelming. I think that a lot of people, especially when we're talking about going online, it's very easy to find a lot of information, but not necessarily the right information or what is suited to you. And so that's really one of the most important things that the Get Stuff Done project will do for you, is that first and foremost, it will be the right alignment to the activity that you should undertake in order to get what you want to get done, accomplished. I say that too much choice can be overwhelming. Maybe you take a look at something that you want to do. Maybe in your mind, just then on the previous slide, you were thinking, okay, what is it that I want to get done? I want to become a better leader. Maybe I want to improve my presentation skills. Maybe something like negotiation, or maybe just personal effectiveness, being better at organizing myself, organizing my work. And you go on YouTube, and then you find, because there's 3.7 million uploads every single day, that you're overwhelmed and it's very difficult. And what you will find, of course, is the things which are most popular will come first, but those things might not be the right ones for you. So you think, okay, let's get it a little bit more specialized. Let's dive deeper. Let's go a bit more professional. Let's have a look on Udemy. Let's see what they have. But then there, of course, you find, gosh, they have 213,000 different courses. And so you have to be filtering, you have to be looking for what's right, and you still might not find what it is that you're looking for. And so then maybe you get even more specialized. You come over to LinkedIn, and it's one of my favorite platforms, as you know. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I've been using it very intensively for a number of years now. But of course, on LinkedIn Learning, it's a fantastic platform, but there are still also 13,000 courses to choose from. So that in itself can be very difficult to think about what might be the best one to go for. And so where do you go from here? What is it that you can do to really overcome that overwhelming choice? And I think the key point here, and one of the main foundations of the Get Stuff Done project, is to look at your transferable skills. Now, I hope that people who are on with us today are actually aware of what transferable skills are. It's something that you've heard before. Maybe you know something about it, but you're not quite sure what yours are. Maybe you've never heard of transferable skills at all, and that's also fine, because in that case, then you have an even bigger opportunity to get involved in developing your transferable skills. Quite simply, transferable skills are the skills which you can transfer from one job to another. They are the kinds of things which help you to get your job done effectively, to help you proceed and develop in your career. And they are not just the so-called hard or technical skills which you need in a specific job vocationally to get that done, but more broadly about how you can be effective in what you do. And there's been a real focus on transferable skills in recent years. I don't know if we have anybody who's had an interview recently, but more and more interviews are around the topic of using a structured interview question. And this will be something like, tell me about a time when you experienced or accomplished XYZ. And the reason for that question is it's not asking for the achievement, for the accomplishment. It's asking for the method, the way in which you got that done, and your approach. And that is all about your transferable skills. So transferable skills are incredibly important. And this is where the Get Stuff Done project is really going to sit in, focusing on your transferable skills as an individual, or if you are a leader or in senior management, the transferable skills of your team, your department, your organization. So why are they important? And I've already begun to explain a little bit about that. They are important because they are the thing which allow you to really progress in your career. And they're something that are a little bit undervalued. They're something that make you a valuable person. If you're thinking about how you can proceed or be promoted in your organization, if you're thinking as a leader, how can I cultivate higher performance? Or if you are thinking about a change in your career, then you need to know what it is that makes you valuable. You need to have an idea of what it is that the person that you are trying to receive that promotion or development or new opportunity from can clearly understand what it is that you do well. And that is the essence of transferable skills. And if you really put that together, then it's the brand of you. We can call it your personal brand, but it is what is how you are perceived by others, what it is that you are known for, but importantly, what it is that people know that you are good at. And if people know that what you are good at, then they will be more likely to select you, whether it's for that project that you want to work on, whether it's for that new job that you're interviewing for, or whether it's for being able to choose the right people within your organization to get the job done. So how do we really know what our personal brand is? Maybe this is not something that you've really thought about very much. Maybe it's something that you thought it could be important, but you don't really know how to go about it. So the personal brand can be looked at in a few different ways. In essence, they're the most common ways that you know what your personal brand is through the 360-degree view. Things like your evaluation at work, where you are on a regular basis being provided an evaluation of what you are good at, what you are not so good at, perhaps areas for development. There are things like feedback. This could be both formal and informal. It could be from your managers, it could be from colleagues, it could be even outside of work. It could be about the way in which you operate, the way in which you are perceived. It could be a specific time and or an experience in how you did something. Feedback is out there all of the time. And then there's also peer review. So this is something that also some companies do in a more formal way. If you are a leader, then perhaps you might be put in the hot seat and given that kind of review. But in essence, at the bottom here, you can see, describe you in 3 words. And this is not about you describing you in 3 words. This is about how someone else would describe you in 3 words. So when I think about that person, I would say they are this, this, and this. And you don't want to get that kind of feedback from one person. If you ask your mum or your dad to describe you, then they're going to give a very certain bias, kind of subjective view. If you ask your manager, you'll get a different view. If you ask your friends, you get a different view. But consistently reaching out and getting that kind of feedback will be really good for you to understand how you are perceived, because sometimes there can be a gap between how you think you are and how others think you are. And that's about being your authentic, real self. And that is the essence of your personal brand. So it's important to know, it's important to be aware that it is a 360 thing. Feedback can come from all sides. So another very, very kind of graphic and explicit area that you can look at, then this is on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, do feel free to check out this link. This, you can look it up. You can search for it under SSI, Social Selling Index. And what this is LinkedIn, based on your network, based on your activity, coming up with a social selling index. It's a kind of ranking, and there are people in the HR side who will actually have a KPI around this. So it's possible that people actually have to work to improve their SSI. And this is a very good way of looking a little bit more objectively about where it is that you have some strengths in your personal brand and where you might be able to work on it specific to LinkedIn. So if you haven't checked that out, this is my social selling index, which I just pulled last week, and it shows your people in industry and in your network. So feel free to check that out. I hope that can be useful for you. So let's get a little bit more specific as to what these transferable skills could be that we're going to be looking at under the Get Stuff Done project. These are some examples. This is not a fully exhaustive list. There could be more, but these are the most typical ones. And these are some of the things which most jobs need some of these transferable skills. And that's what makes them so important, is that every job requires transferable skills. Not every job requires specific skills in a certain specialized area. And so you're probably looking at this list and you're thinking, some of these things I'm good at, some of these things I'm not so good at. And these are all of the things which we can look at to help you to get better at if you feel that it is an area that is lacking. And so, maybe people are feeling some of these things I'm not yet in a leadership position, but for sure, everybody is a leader of themselves. So there could be self-leadership areas that we can look at. Communication, maybe this is something for you in a foreign second language that you're very comfortable communicating in your own native language. But when it comes to communicating in that foreign language, there's something that's not quite right. So, how to do it more effectively, how to communicate differently to be more effective. This could be an area you're looking at. If you've recently been promoted and now you need to communicate to your direct reports, okay, so how should I communicate differently to my direct reports versus my manager? These are some of the things which we can look at. Presenting, so presentation skills. I think a lot of people, maybe even the majority of people, don't always feel natural presenting. And we have to take a very careful look at tailoring that presentation to the audience, to the particular context that you are working in. And it's not always easy to do that. And so presentation skills are increasingly important to convey your effectiveness to, I find in a lot of organizations, we increasingly jump on a Zoom meeting and we get on a Slack huddle, on a Microsoft Teams, whatever meeting format that might be. And rather than going through a report, you're asked to present it. So just give us a quick recap. And then that is the opportunity that you have to present the most important points in a short space of time. And so you've got to be confident to be able to do that. Problem solving, I think this is something that affects every level of organization, wherever you are in your career. Problem solving is inherent in every job, and it's necessary to look at the particular problems and find ways to solve them. This is something that maybe we can look at as a group. It's possible we can take a look at that. Critical thinking, this recently has come up in the top 5 most needed skills in a lot of surveys. So critical thinking is increasingly important to analyze, because now in this data age, we have an overwhelming abundance of data. We have, in most cases, most jobs, an infinite amount of data. We have to be able to get the value out. And so that's where critical thinking becomes more and more important. Organization, so personal organization, time management, could be the management of others. These are an important area to look at as well, how to be effective. Maybe we're talking about getting started and your motivation. Maybe it's about how you can feel more aligned with what you do. Numeracy, of course, you can't do any job without being numerate at some level, whether it's your personal expenses right through to being a CFO. It's incredibly important. So that is also something that is really a key area. And project management, I think that project management as a job title is increasing. I think that there are entire organizations that are organizing themselves around projects. That's also increasing. And so we see more and more PMs, project managers across a wide range of areas. And that is an important area in of itself. So these are some of the areas that you could look at, and there could be others that you might come up with as well. So let's now, having given a bit of background into why we are talking about transferable skills and what, let's now really get into what exactly is a Get Stuff Done project. And I think first I must just kind of say that, I am somebody who loves to get stuff done, and that's why I wanted to try to help others to get stuff done. And that's really how it's come to be here in this format launching. So if we look at some of the very specific points, some of the examples that I've come up with here, we really want to approach this from three different paths. So I've talked about the self and how you might have some areas that you want to look at. It could be for something for a team, something that you want to take on to bring as a project at a team level, or if you are a senior leader or working in HR, then at the organization level is something that you want to look at. And so I raised these as examples. They're not fixed. We have not, as of yet, launched a GSD project. So we have these options that are going to be available. And you can have a chat with me to look at what it is that you think you might need, and we can look at whether it sits more in the individual, the team, or the organization level. And therefore, when we have decided that, then of course the structure of the particular project will change as a result. The number of people involved will also change. So some examples here. A lot of these are based on the transferable skills that I've mentioned, and there are other areas that we can look into. So I hope some of these have piqued your interest, and how is it going to really look like? It could be, and let me just move my my face off the screen there for a moment. It could be in a one-to-one offline environment, on the left side. It could be in an online environment. If you are not in Korea, perhaps we need to do something online, and then it could be one-to-many. It could be at a team level. It could be at an organizational kind of broadcast level, like we're doing today. Or thirdly, it could be at a group offline basis as well. That's also sometimes can be the most effective way. So the format could be any one of these. The structure could be any of the aforementioned examples. And beyond that, the structure of a Get Stuff Done project is really open to be designed between you and me about what is going to be most effective. I would say also when we talk about self projects, then that doesn't have to be one-on-one. It could also be a group. So we also have some more open type programs where you can openly sign up. These could be a multiple session program online that you can attend and go through that in a one-on-one basis, or in a group setting as well. So a lot of flexibility, probably a lot of questions because it's kind of open. So based on that, what is the ultimate goal of the Get Stuff Done project? And for me, it's really about getting rid of the Monday blues. I think in Korean, we talk about the 월요병, so Monday disease, a bit stronger in Korean, but no more Monday blues. So if you are the kind of person who on a Sunday is feeling, I'm not looking forward to work, I'm not looking forward to going back to the office or doing what I've got to do tomorrow on a Monday, then maybe this is something that can kind of scratch that itch, so to speak. This is something that might be of interest for you. Something that's not quite really ticking all your boxes, that's really going well for you in terms of your satisfaction, in terms of your engagement. Well, this is something that you can get into, because I truly believe that everybody should not have Monday blues, that we should not be starting off the week unhappy and not excited to go to work. I enjoy what I do. I've been able to choose and manifest what it is that I want to do, and I hope that my enthusiasm for what I do is coming across today. That's a lot of information. Been going for already 30 minutes straight so far. So I think that is a very good time to go for another poll. So let's look at the next question that I would like to ask to you, and let's move on. And let's go into the next question, which is going to be showing up right now. What would you like to know more about? All right. What is it that you would like to know more about based on the things which I've introduced so far, the things which we've discussed as transferable skills, or something that you might want to do? Zap that QR code, click the link to come and let me know what it is that you would like to know more about. And with that in mind, we can go into more details about what that might be, and I'll be taking away this feedback as well. What is it you would like to know more about? Let's just see what people would like to know more about so far, the thing which they are curious about. All right, it seems to be taking a little bit of time. I know that there is a delay on the live stream through to the other channels. Let's see what people might be more interested to know about. If you do have any questions, not things that you just want to know more about, but actually have a question, do feel free to send a question on the comments. I'm happy to answer those there. We can always collect these later. I'll just give that a little bit of time to see if anybody has anything they would like to know more about, which we can cover off immediately live. You know, always somebody else is thinking the same thing as you, so don't be shy. Okay. Oh, looks like we have our first response, and I'm interpreting that as getting a job as a foreigner in Korea. I think that if we untangle those words, that's what that's talking about. So definitely that's something that we can do. This word cloud works best with single word answers. It is a bit of a challenging one. It doesn't take your phrase as one, but I guess on-site versus, well, I'll take a look at the responses after this session, but let's It will continue to be open, so you can continue to leave your responses there if you're doing that online or on your phone, and those will continue coming in, and we can take a look at those. I'm conscious of time on today's live stream. Thank you everybody, by the way, for joining, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn or YouTube. It's great that you could be here for this Get Stuff Done product launch. Okay, so we've got a bunch of responses there, which definitely we can take away. The one that's popping up most, of course, is getting, but that's not something that people want to know more about. So a bunch of different areas there: time management, sustainability, management. I think those are all important things that we can look at. So let's look at what some of the things which I've done in the past have led to successful outcomes within similar projects, which were not necessarily called Get Stuff Done projects, but they are things which I have been doing now. I'm not giving up my day job, in case you're wondering. This is fully supported by RDI. RDI focusing on talent acquisition, recruitment services, and Get Stuff Done projects, in a sense, kind of closing that circle on a full loop to help with personal and professional development and even organizational development. So we can better serve all aspects of HR. Some of the things which have come back as feedback to me, which I'm proud of. People have gained leadership skills through some of the previous experience, the workshops and seminars that I've done. They've gained confidence, perhaps that's presentation skills. And their teamwork has improved. So when I've worked with a group, they have improved their communication, they have built trust, they've understood each other, they have learned more about others, maybe their leadership styles, through better understanding, and then they have worked together better. And then, even I've been in Korea for 13 years. I don't know everything about Korea, but I do know what it's like to be a foreigner working in Korea. And so understanding of Korean business, whether that's you're not in Korea and coming to Korea, or working in Korea in a global organization or a Korean one, that's also another good feedback that I've got. So these are some of the areas that people have appreciated the work that I've done. And that was really, for me, the fuel that I wanted to officially launch this and try and bring it out to more people in both this online and offline experience. Would you like to know more? I hope you do. I really, really hope you do, especially if you're somebody who is joining for the first time and you've never seen me before, you're not familiar with my walk and talk videos that I do on a weekly basis. You can check out YouTube and also Instagram, as well as LinkedIn, of course. I use Gangnam Brit, so Gangnam Yonggugin is my name on both YouTube and Instagram. If you would like to see more content, we're going to be doing a lot more around Get Stuff Done projects. So please look out for that. I'd be really appreciated if you head on over, find the Gangnam Brit account profiles, and give me a subscribe, give me a follow. I'd love to keep bringing you more content, especially around the Get Stuff Done project. Okay, so as we now come to the 40-minute mark and we approach the end of the kind of official or formal presentation, I do have one more final request from you, which is to look to take another quick survey. I want to really understand you better. This is not a two-way live stream. It's me talking to the camera. So I really want you to be able to give some direction to me as to what exactly you need the most, what area you are interested in. And so now live on the poll, is a survey. It's the GSD Project survey. I'm going to show it up here. It's a couple of questions. I think 3 questions in total. And if you would go and fill that out, I would be really, really appreciative, so that I can know more about what it is that you are interested in. It looks like people are now getting underway with those surveys. It will only take 1 minute. It's super straightforward. You can fill in information there easily. And so as you continue to take those surveys, it looks like people are getting into that now. Thank you so much. Now, really, we're kind of open for questions. I want to thank everybody for being on this call. I really appreciate it. If you would like to send me an email to get more information, then please do email me at gordon@rdiuk.com. If you would like to book a call to talk to me directly, I'm more than happy to do that as well. So I will add the link here. So I've added the link there to my Calendly. That's where, if you want to literally just jump on, find yourself a time, make a booking for the next few days. We can have a quick chat about what it is you're looking for. Or if you want to share more information, do send me an email. Let me know what it is that you would like to know more about. Okay. I'm keeping to time. I'm conscious that everybody is busy, and I'm really glad that everybody was able to join on this live stream. I hope that you've got a sense of what this Get Stuff Done project is about, what it is that it could be for you. I hope many of you will decide to reach out, to contact me, and we can get some stuff started. If anybody has any questions that they would like to ask right now, I'm more than happy to answer live. Since we do have people live on 3 different platforms, it makes sense that we could deal with some questions directly. If you want to put them in the comments, then I'll pick them up in the chat, and maybe we can deal with some questions live on this live stream. I'll just give people a little bit of time. Yep, thanks so much, Ryan. Great to hear you. I'm going to be down in Singapore in a couple of weeks. We are going to be exhibiting at the Singapore Business Show. That's happening on August 30th and 31st. So if you are in Singapore, and you are around on Wednesday and Thursday, the last 2 days of August, please do come down to the expo. We're going to be exhibiting there, telling more about what we do and how we can help you. It'll be great to meet many of you face to face, including you, Ryan, and many other people. Okay, and also have some other questions here about the structure. And so I'm really just happy to have a chat with you to find out what it is makes sense. If you want to start something right away, then maybe something starting right away is going to be on a one-on-one basis. If something that you would like to bring to your organization, then we can look to make a plan for what that looks like in slightly more on the midterm. If I'm getting lots of requests for one particular area, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a free to sign up, a kind of open session around a specific area that people can then sign up and do multiple sessions in a go, in a kind of live online training. That's another area that I want to, because I feel that we can access more people in that way. So I want to be flexible at this stage. And a great question. that's come in from someone else about personal motivation. So I think a lot of this is about that. The first person that asked me, what is the GSD project? Is this a mentoring? Absolutely, mentoring can be a part of it. As what I do professionally, I'm helping people to get new jobs, new careers, to advance, and I'm in touch with people throughout their career as they advance. And so, I also have a lot of requests from people specifically how to get a job in Korea. So in that respect, I'm happy to coach and mentor people. We can do that at whatever level and time frame you like. So please just do reach out, book a time for a quick chat, and we can talk more details about that. So I think that looks like most of the questions that have come through. I'm just checking on the different channels here. So in that case, once again, a really big thank you to everybody for joining today. I have just one thing left to say. Let's get stuff done. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.